Hello, this video explains the phase comparison monopoles. We have already discussed amplitude comparison monopoles in the previous videos. This is the second category under monopoles tracking method, that is phase comparison monopoles. So the main difference between amplitude comparison and phase comparison monopoles is that in amplitude comparison monopoles, we were using two different beams which are squinted with each other. Okay, here in phase comparison monopoles, two separate beams are used, but then there is no squint. They are both pointing to the same direction. Okay, so and another main difference is in phase comparison monopoles, the two antenna beams. So if you use two beams, that means you're going to get angle measurement in one coordinate, right? So just as in amplitude comparison monopoles, two beams are used for one angle coordinate. One angle measurement that is in one coordinate system. So these two beams in phase comparison monopoles look in the same direction, not like the amplitude comparison where the beams are squinted, right? In amplitude comparison monopoles, the beams are squinted like this, right? Like this. So both are pointing in two different directions. So here, both are in the same direction, okay? That's the main difference. So in this scenario, so since both the beams are pointing in the same direction, the antennas which are required are different. So in amplitude comparison monopole, single antenna with two separate feeds was used, right? Single antenna with two feeds at the focus. Here two separate antennas has to be used. Okay, so that's the main other difference between amplitude and phase comparison monopoles. So rather than using two separate feeds at the focus of the single antenna, here two separate antennas are used with the same, and the beams which are obtained at descent are having the same amplitude. Okay, so consider such such beams. One second. So let us go through what is written here. So instead of comparing the amplitude of the echoes from two squinted beams, that's the case in amplitude comparison monopoles. Here the angle of arrival from the target is determined by comparing the phase difference between the two signals, and two separate beams from two separate antennas looking in the same direction are used. Okay? An echo on both sides. Both side means a crossover between the two beams will arrive at the two antennas at the same time, and therefore the so if so this is the board side, right? So wherever you see the star, okay. So along the board side, if you have the target, that's what they are saying. So this is the board side. So along this, if you have the target is also in the same direction. That means both. So this is the peak of one beam. This is the peak of second beam. So both. So and imagine here is the target. Okay. So both these beams are going to obtain the signal at the same time, correct? And therefore the phase difference will be 0. Hence we can quickly conclude that the signal is, that means the echo signal is along the bore side. The echo from the target at an angle to the bore side will arrive at, so suppose the target is here, okay? So in that case, this is going to arrive like this. So it might arrive so this is the axis, imagine. So this is how the target signal is coming, okay? So this will reach this antenna first and then only this antenna, correct? So echo from the target at an angle Q to a board side. So this is that angle. So, okay, so this is that angle. If there is an angle between the board side and the target axis, then it will arrive at the one antenna later than the other due to extra distance it travels. Okay, so let us see what happens in that scenario. Okay, yeah. Now, so consider this figure. Okay, so these are the two antennas. Okay, and the distance between them is going to be d. Okay, so the spacing is d. Okay, so if the signal is arriving in this manner from a direction theta with respect to the normal to the baseline. So this is the baseline, right? So this is the angle theta which the target axis is making with respect to this normal to the baseline. So when this target echo signal is reaching here. So it might reach, so if this is the axis from where the distance from this echo signal to both the antennas are same. But this antenna is here, right? So this distance which you see here is the extra distance which is traveled by this echo signal to reach this antenna. So this echo signal is going to reach this antenna first and then only this antenna. So which is that extra signal, extra distance traveled, that is this. So we have to find what is that, okay? So let us see, so this one. So we have to find how much is this, okay? So if this is D, so this is theta, right? Similarly here also if you see straight line, right? So if this is theta, this is going to be 90 minus theta, correct? This is 90 minus theta, okay? And this is D. So we have to find this. So let this be X, okay? So we will find X as cos 90 minus theta or sine theta, correct? D cos 90 minus theta, that means D sine theta. So what is this X? D sine theta, correct? So X is going to be D sine theta, okay? So this D sine theta has to be converted to what? So, so we know that we always measure in terms of lambda, right? Lambda is the wavelength of the signal. So we have to find the phase difference in the signals received at the two antennas. So this is not the phase difference, correct? So this has to be converted to phase difference. So what do we do? So we have learned in previous semester in antennas that to convert this to phase difference, we have to make it as beta d sine theta, correct? So this it will become beta d sine theta. Beta is nothing but 2 pi by lambda. So this term will become 2 pi by lambda d sine theta. Okay. So that can be seen in the next slide. 1 second. Here. So this is d sine theta, which can also be written as 2 pi d sine theta by lambda, 2 pi by lambda sine theta. Okay. So this is the phase difference between the two signals. Okay. So this measurement of phase difference of the signal received in these two antennas can provide the angle theta to the target. Okay. Now this phase comparison monopulse is sometimes also known as interferometer radar. So this is there is a phase detector which is used to find this angle error. Okay, that is all about phase comparison monopulse. There is one drawback with this technique, and that limitation is the grating lobes. Okay, so grating lobes is because of the distance between these two antennas. Okay, so distance between these two antennas. So if this spacing between antennas D, that is the spacing between the phase centers of the antenna. If this D is greater than that of the antenna diameter, imagine what will happen is there will be high side lobes that are produced in the sum pattern, and there would be ambiguities that can happen in the angle measurement. Okay, so this D shouldn't be that large, but even if this D is reduced, it is lesser than the antenna diameter, then also the antenna pattern will be poor. Okay. So in practice, the separation between these two antennas, that is D, should be much lesser than antenna diameter, so that we get uh, lesser ambiguities, that is lesser angle ambiguities while reception is happening. Okay. So in the past, what was done is when parabolic reflector antennas was used, a portion on the right hand side of the antenna was sliced off, and the other portion in the left hand side of the antenna was also truncated, so that the total D becomes separation between the two truncated reflector antennas could be made less than the original diameter D. Okay. So this was done. This was one example which was done. Okay. Now we'll just see the comparison between phase and amplitude comparison monopulse. Yeah. So amplitude comparison monopulse has high SNR, that is signal to noise ratio. Here there is a problem which we just discussed, that is the grating effect or the grating lobes, which are high side lobes produced in the sum pattern, resulting in angle measurement ambiguities. Okay. So here two feeds are used as we discussed earlier at the focus of one single antenna. Here two separate antennas are used. And here squinted beams are used. Here beams are not squinted, but they are looking in the same direction, right? Same amplitude and same direction. Clear? So this is the basic difference between amplitude comparison and phase comparison monopulse. So that by this topic, monopulse tracking method is finished. Okay. So monopulse tracking had amplitude comparison and phase comparison monopulse, and we saw monopulse tracking in 2 dimensions in amplitude comparison as well as in one angle coordinate. So two different block diagrams. So that was all about monopulse tracking method. The next topic will be sequential lobing and conical scan, which is the second part of this module. Okay, so first part of this module is done. Okay, thank you.